Okay, we now have a basic understanding of commands. One thing I did not mention was the size of this array that is getting sent to us is the same size as our output count. So in other words, if we have 4 outputs set to our controller, then the size of this array should be 4. Um, so basically what we need to do in this method is we need to scroll through each of the commands that are sent to us, test to make sure that it's not null, test that is the type we want, and then we will get our value using that command. So in the object browser, if you remember from the last part, we said we are looking for commands that are lighting.monochrome.setLevel. And we are actually, once we know the command is that type of level, we are going to use the level member to get the information that we want. Now, this level member is of type level, and that level is in the known data types namespace. So we need to import that namespace in order to have access to that. So let's start by doing that. Just go up and type using vixen.commands.known data types. And now we have access to the level type. So now we have to go through and scroll through each of the commands. So let's set up a command variable. This will be a temporary holder of each command as we check it. Okay, and then we need to create a loop. We're going to use a for loop. We're going to start that for loop at 0. We are going to count up until we reach our data count. Now the reason I use that, I use the underscore data count, is we know the size of our data array is also the size of our output count, which means it's also the same size as the output states array. And then we want to increase I by 1 each time we go around. So now that we started our loop, let's get the active command that we're checking, and that is going to be output states I. So in this case, first time around, it's going to check out output state 0, second time output states 1, output states 2, and so on. Now we have the command we want to check, so let's go ahead and start checking it. We just want to check if command is not null. Okay, and then we want to check if our command is lighting.monochrome.setLevel. Now if it is, we do want to handle it, and we want to use that to get our data. As we said, the data is in the level member, and the type of that is level. So let's create a new variable here of type level, and then we just need to cast our current command as a lighting.monochrome.setLevel, and that way that gives us access to the level member. So now that we have our level, that means we actually have our data. We just need to cast it to a byte and save it. So underscore data I, which in the first case would be data 0, first time around, is we cast it to a byte and save our level. So there you have it. That is, we just close all of our brackets here, and we just got our data from Vixen. Now I'm going to separate here. In the next part, we'll actually write the information out to the COM port and go ahead and test our output.